With long Messi trying to sneak in behind. Messi has stuck in behind. Flipped into a good spot. It's still going to be in there. Lisandro Martinez. Chance to fire. It's
the
gone.
Second run.
Messi, outswinger. Good area. It's a goal. Argentina.
Yeah, it will be part of the history. I mean, they didn't win the World Cup, but it's a beautiful story. And sometimes you speak more about the beautiful story than actually the big moments. But this was a big moment for Cape Verde. Who would expect them to do what they did? The smallest nation in the World Cup, playing in the World Cup, first World Cup, going through the qualification. I think Lionel said it good. They played against Spain, they played against Uruguay, they played against Argentina. This is big giants, and they did it in a good way. Actually, today they were playing. They were playing without fear, without respect, and they were playing better than Argentina. And they almost got it.
Argentina didn't just win this game, they endured it. For years, we've seen Argentina overwhelm opponents with patience, intelligence, and flashes of brilliance. Teams defended deep, Messi spotted the impossible pass, and sooner or later the breakthrough arrived. It became a familiar pattern. Convincing wins, composed displays, champions doing what champions always do. But the FIFA World Cup doesn't care about reputations. It doesn't remember who raised the trophy 4 years earlier. And on one unforgettable night in Florida, Argentina realized that defending a world title isn't built on beautiful football. It's built on resilience. Because waiting across from them wasn't a football powerhouse. It wasn't Brazil. It wasn't France. It wasn't Spain. It was Cape Verde, a nation making history with every step forward. A team that had already become the biggest surprise of the tournament. The lowest ranked nation ever to reach the knockout rounds on its World Cup debut. Most people believed their amazing run would end quietly against the defending world champions.
Argentina are in the round of 16 of the World Cup after they've just beaten Cape Verde 3-2. And I just want to say, the world is respecting Cape Verde after that performance today with Argentina. And Vozinha, man of the match performance again for him. Hey, give him his flowers. He played better than Messi, and this guy is a goalkeeper. Save after save after save. And if there's another player Messi must be thanking, his name is Lisandro Martinez. A goal and an assist for Lisandro Martinez to send Argentina into the next round of the World Cup. I just want to say, this game had it all. We started off with the early Messi goal 1-0. To then out of nowhere, Cape Verde making it 1-1. And then Argentina taking the goal back 2-1, Lisandro Martinez. Only for Cape Verde to score an absolute worldie in response just a few minutes after in extra time. Only for then Argentina to win the game. I just want to say once again, flowers and respect to Cape Verde. Because every single one of these players turned up today. And every single one of these players deserve all the respect in the world.
Instead, they came incredibly close to creating one of the greatest World Cup stories the sport has ever witnessed. And by doing that, they exposed something remarkable about this Argentina team. Not their quality, not their strategy, not even Lionel Messi, but something even more dangerous. Their determination to keep fighting. Every World Cup delivers an underdog story, a team nobody expects, a nation unwilling to accept its limits. In 2026, that team was Cape Verde. Known as the Blue Sharks, they weren't expected to get past the group stage, yet somehow they succeeded. Disciplined, fearless, well-organized, and supported by a goalkeeper who had quietly become one of the tournament's biggest stories, Vozinha. At 40 years old, many thought his finest years had already passed. Instead, he was delivering performances that reminded the football world why experience can sometimes overcome youth. Save after save, game after game, he carried the hopes of an entire nation on his shoulders. But Cape Verde's incredible run wasn't built only on outstanding goalkeeping. Their defensive shape was unlike anything Argentina had encountered so far in this World Cup. Compact, disciplined, perfectly coordinated. Instead of chasing the ball, they defended space. Instead of pressing aggressively, they welcomed pressure. And whenever possession-heavy teams tried to reach the final third, they disappeared behind a wall of blue shirts. Spain had already discovered how difficult it could be. Now it was Argentina's chance. From the opening whistle, something felt unusual. Argentina naturally controlled possession. Enzo Fernandez set the tempo. Alexis McAllister looked for passing options. Rodrigo de Paul never stopped working, and Lionel Messi drifted between the lines like he always does.
He's the leading guy there. They want him to lead them to win the World Cup. He already did it one time, and now they want him to do it again, and they're doing everything for him, but the thing is, he's giving back. So he's not only taking it for himself. He's not the most working guy on the pitch, but the way he moves, the way he's like the spider in the net, he makes everything work. And they're just like, show us the way and we will follow.
But every passing move finished the same way. Blue shirts, defenders everywhere, passing lanes disappeared. Every yard had to be earned. Football's oldest lesson. Sometimes the team without the ball controls the game, and Cape Verde were proving exactly that. Even so, champions don't lose their composure. Argentina kept moving the ball from side to side, waiting, searching, convinced that eventually one small opening would appear. Cape Verde knew exactly who they needed to contain: Lionel Messi. Every time he touched the ball, two defenders closed him down instantly, sometimes three. The spaces he usually glides through simply weren't there. For long periods, the greatest player of his generation looked almost ordinary. Almost, because greatness only requires one moment. Messi's first warning came from a free kick. Fans already pictured the net rippling, but Vozinha stood calmly behind his wall. Messi struck it cleanly, low, accurate and dangerous. Yet the experienced goalkeeper comfortably collected the ball into his gloves. No celebration, no dramatic reaction, just quiet confidence, as if to say, "You'll have to do much better." Moments later, Messi created another chance, this time inside the penalty area. He connected awkwardly. The shot rolled wide, a rare miss and an even rarer sign that frustration was starting to build. Cape Verde felt it. Every successful clearance strengthened their belief. Every blocked cross boosted their confidence. Every passing minute felt like a success, because against Argentina, surviving creates belief. Then everything changed with one remarkable pass. Football often rewards patience, and Argentina never stopped believing. Deep inside his own half, Lisandro Martinez lifted his head. Most defenders would have chosen the safe option, a simple pass, keep possession, start again. Instead, he spotted something nobody else noticed. A diagonal pass floated through the Florida night, perfectly placed, perfectly weighted and perfectly timed. Messi had already begun his run. One touch, silence. The entire defense stood frozen. Before the ball even touched the ground, Messi brought it under control with breathtaking precision. In one movement, years of experience, brilliance and instinct came together. The angle seemed impossible. The goalkeeper charged forward. Defenders raced back. Messi never hesitated. He simply lifted the ball high into the roof of the net. Goal. Messi trying to sneak in behind. Messi has snuck in behind. And Lionel Messi, no huge celebration, just that familiar expression. Calm, focused, almost unavoidable. 7 goals in the tournament, leading the Golden Boot race. Another reminder that even on challenging nights, legends always find their chance. Argentina finally found the breakthrough, and everyone watching expected the floodgates to open. But Cape Verde had different plans. Instead of falling apart, they grew even stronger. The goal didn't break their belief, it strengthened it. Before halftime, Argentina nearly doubled their lead. Enzo Fernandez curled a beautiful first-time effort toward the far corner. It looked certain to find the net until Vozinha flew. Stretching every inch of his body, the experienced goalkeeper pushed the ball away with fingertips that seemed to defy time itself. Another outstanding save, another reminder that this wasn't going to be an ordinary knockout match. The halftime whistle arrived almost like relief for Cape Verde. Only one goal behind, still alive, still believing. Inside their dressing room, there was no reason to fear anymore because they had already learned something priceless. Argentina could bleed. And if the world champions could bleed, maybe, just maybe, they could be beaten. The second half didn't begin with fear, it began with confidence. For the first time all night, Cape Verde stepped onto the pitch looking like a team that truly believed they belonged here. Not because Argentina had grown weaker, but because they had survived 45 minutes against the defending world champions and realized they were still in the fight. That realization changes everything. Every successful tackle feels bigger. Every interception brings more confidence. Every run forward feels achievable. The Blue Sharks no longer wanted to simply frustrate Argentina, they wanted to threaten them, and suddenly they did. Cape Verde started asking questions Argentina hadn't answered in this tournament. Their counterattacks became sharper, their transitions became smoother. Every time Argentina pushed players forward, there was open space waiting behind them. One pass, two passes. Then suddenly blue shirts were racing toward Emiliano Martinez. De Roy Duarte struck from distance, forcing Argentina's goalkeeper into his first truly important save of the night. It wasn't just a shot, it was a message. Cape Verde weren't just surviving anymore, they were challenging. The stadium could sense the momentum changing. Argentina could feel it as well. Passes became slightly quicker, touches became slightly heavier. The calm control that had defined Scaloni's side throughout the tournament slowly began to disappear. And then the unthinkable happened. Ryan Mendes burst forward and slipped the perfect pass into Duarte's path. The angle was narrow. Most players would have searched for a cross. Duarte chose belief instead. He unleashed a powerful strike across goal. The ball flew into the bottom corner. Emiliano Martinez had no chance. 1-1. History. Cape Verde had scored their first ever FIFA World Cup knockout stage goal. The bench erupted. The supporters couldn't believe what they were watching. The smallest nation left in the tournament had pulled the world champions back into a battle. Great champions respond. That's what everyone expected. Messi almost produced the response straight away. Played through on goal, he found himself one-on-one with Vozinha. Normally that's where the story ends, but not this time. The experienced goalkeeper charged out fearlessly, making himself as big as possible before denying Messi from point-blank range. The roar inside the stadium belonged to Cape Verde. Moments later, Messi curled another trademark free kick toward the top corner. This time, it looked perfect, until Vozinha somehow got there. A full stretch save with his fingertips. The ball sailed away from danger. 2 saves against Lionel Messi on football's biggest stage. With every passing minute, Vozinha's display changed from outstanding to unforgettable. Argentina kept pushing. Cape Verde refused to give them an opening. Even when Nahuel Molina whipped a dangerous cross across the 6-yard box, Biko Lopez almost turned it into his own net before watching the ball roll agonizingly past the post. Sometimes champions need good fortune. Argentina weren't even finding that. For the first time in this World Cup, they looked truly uncomfortable. 90 minutes came and went, still level, extra time. Exactly what Cape Verde had hoped for, exactly what Argentina had desperately wanted to avoid. This was already Argentina's 12th World Cup match to go beyond 90 minutes. Another reminder that football's greatest teams often have to suffer before they succeed. The pressure was enormous. One mistake, one lapse, one moment, everything could vanish. And finally, Argentina found one. Just minutes into extra time, they earned a corner. Messi delivered. Chaos followed. The ball bounced through a crowded penalty area before reaching Lisandro Atanas at the back post. Earlier, he had provided the brilliant pass for Messi's opener. Now he became the goal scorer. One powerful strike, top corner, 2-1. Relief, pure relief. Callister got it flicked into a good. Scores. Argentina celebrated like a team that had escaped disaster. Surely that had to be enough. Surely Cape Verde had nothing left. But football doesn't always follow logic, and fairy tales rarely end quietly. Almost instantly, Cape Verde responded. Again. Sidney Lopes Cabral collected the ball from an impossible angle. There appeared to be no shooting lane, no clear opportunity, no reason to even attempt it. He ignored every bit of that. His effort curled beautifully through the Florida sky before crashing into the top corner. Lopez Cabral, it's incredible. 2-2. One of the goals of the tournament, a finish worthy of any World Cup highlight reel. Cape Verde simply refused to let the dream end. Then came the moment that defined Argentina. Not beautiful football, not individual brilliance, resilience. Messi stepped over to take another corner. His body looked exhausted. His legs had battled through more than 100 demanding minutes, but his mind stayed sharp. The delivery was perfect. Christian Romero attacked it with complete determination. A powerful header, a slight deflection, the ball crossed the line. 3-2. 30 It's a goal. Romero sprinted away celebrating. His teammates raced after him. The noise was deafening. Argentina had found a way once again. Even then, Cape Verde still weren't done. Sidney Lopez Cabral nearly delivered one final masterpiece. His thunderous free kick looked destined for the top corner. But this time, Emiliano Martinez reminded the world why he remains one of football's greatest goalkeepers in the biggest moments. A flying save, strong hands, one final rescue. Seconds later, the whistle sounded. Argentina were through. Cape Verde were out. But somehow, it didn't feel like a defeat. The Blue Sharks walked off with their heads held high. They had reached their first ever World Cup and forced the defending champions to dig deeper than any other team had managed. They had earned the respect of the football world, and they had proved that rankings mean very little once the ball starts moving. But this night wasn't remembered only because of Cape Verde's remarkable courage. It was remembered because it revealed another side of Argentina, one that many people had underestimated. This isn't the same Argentina that simply overpowers opponents with beautiful passing combinations. This team has grown. They can suffer. They can be frustrated. They can be outworked for long periods. They can watch their captain denied time after time. They can see their advantage disappear twice and still they keep pushing. That is what makes champions truly dangerous. Not perfection, but persistence. Not dominance, but resilience. Because tournaments aren't won by the team that plays the most beautiful football in every match. They're won by the team that refuses to fade away when everything starts going wrong. Against Cape Verde, Argentina discovered exactly what defending a World Cup truly requires. It requires courage, patience, belief, and the mentality that refuses to accept defeat. Egypt were waiting in the round of 16. The challenge would only grow tougher from there. But after surviving a night like this, every remaining opponent received the same warning. Argentina are still here, and somehow they may be even more dangerous than they were 4 years ago because now the world understands something it didn't fully realize before. This Argentina team doesn't need a perfect performance to eliminate you. They only need one more opportunity than you can survive. That is what makes them truly frightening. If football has taught us anything, it's that World Cups aren't remembered because champions win comfortably. They're remembered because of nights like this, when dreams collide with destiny, when underdogs refuse to give in, and when champions are forced to reveal the strength hidden beneath the badge. Cape Verde earned the respect of the football world, but Argentina walked away with something just as important: the confidence that they can survive even the most chaotic battles. And sometimes the teams that find a way through the toughest moments are the ones still standing when the trophy is finally lifted. If you enjoy football stories that go beyond the final score, stories of courage, legacy, heartbreak, unforgettable moments, and the matches that shape football history, then you've come to the right place. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to Era of 11, share this video with other football fans, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. Could Cape Verde have completed one of the greatest World Cup upsets ever, or did Argentina show exactly why champions never stop fighting? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next football story, because the greatest moments in football are never remembered only for who won. They're remembered for the journey that made the world never forget.